Hey everybody, this is Amy from Studio Planner Pro. I'm going to take you what is in this week's weekly master plan to-do list. This is the list for next week, the week of July 18th. It's full of great resources to help you build your studio and help you get it done quickly so that you can have a studio and a life. Let's check out what we have inside. Alrighty, so this is what comes to your inbox. We make it a little bigger so we can actually see it. All right. So here's our list for the week of July 18th. Now, this is based on a schedule that wherein classes start this week, okay, July 11th. So if your classes don't start for a few weeks yet, or even another month, you're going to be ahead of the game here. And you can take each of these tasks and you can put them anywhere on your calendar that it makes sense with your year. And then I'm going to encourage you to think about, as we go through this year, changing your calendar layout. If you're only doing classes 9 or 10 months out of the year and only getting tuition 9 or 10 months out of the year, I'm going to encourage you to think about maybe starting to rework the calendar a little bit to go to getting tuition 12 months out of the year. Obviously, simple math here. If you're only getting tuition 9 months out of the year and you add 3, you're going to increase your profit by 25% before you even add any new students. So that does not mean that you would not get breaks in your year. So something to think about is something I talk about a lot. I offer an ebook about that called Increase Your Profits 25% with adding 0 new students. And it's available at studioplannerpro.com. But if you're going to set yourself up for a free trial or a paid year of the master plan weekly to-do list, don't go pay for it because you will be getting that. All right, so let's get into what is in this week. As you can see, we've got a Zoom link at the top. All right, that Zoom link is to get into this meeting that you're looking at right now and get some one-on-one coaching and group coaching and share feedback and talk in depth about everything that's in the to-do list. And exactly how to use it, why it's important, and it's your chance to give me feedback too about how things work or didn't work, or other things that you're working on. So we're going to talk about marketing. Every single week there's some marketing tasks that can be done to keep energy flowing all year. We don't just market before our session. We don't just market around our recital, but keeping that marketing energy going all year so that we can rely on a really healthy enrollment. Leading our team, really being proactive about communicating with them, creating a culture that we want in our studio. That applies to our teachers as well as our office staff. And some of you might have different sizes of studios. You might be just on your own. You might have office staff. This is really stuff that you can tailor to whatever size company you've got, whoever you have available. It's stuff that either you can do or you can delegate. And lots of resources are always included with all that work done to help you get it done faster. So coming down, we've got our office admin. We want to make sure that we have a really solid schedule laid out for every single week of exactly what we need to get done. Certain tasks should be set on the same day every single month or every single week. And then of course we have different things that are seasonal or specific to what's going on in the year that we'll go through. Recital. We're always working on planning recital. I am never not working on a recital. I do 2 a year and I go right back into it. And that sounds like awful now that I hear myself saying it. But the reason I'm always working on it is because I have broken it down into bite-sized bits. And if I do a little bit every week, There are weeks, of course, as I get closer that there are more bits to do, but I can spread it out enough that it does not become overwhelming to myself or my staff. And that's something that's included with the studio master plan to get you through 2 recitals a year, one for December and one for June, without losing your mind, without losing sleep. All right. And of course, we're going to look at our finances, making sure that we're keeping our cash flow healthy, making sure that we are learning how to set goals and achieve them, and having the tools to track those and make that easy to do. And then we'll talk about how to take care of ourselves, how to schedule in, making sure that we've left time to take care of ourselves, our families, our household, and be able to enjoy them as well. So going back up, let's go back up to marketing and talk about exactly what we've put in for this week. All right, every month we provide a newsletter for the, a template for a newsletter. And you can use ours, you can use your own, you can use ideas from ours, but it will always sync with all of the other marketing things going on and all of the other events that we're putting together. So let's look at what we've got in this newsletter template. That this would be the newsletter for August. All right, so this is a template that you're able to take and use from Canva. At the bottom of your weekly master plan to-do list here, right here, there is a Canva tutorial that Audra, who does all of our design work, that is my partner here at Studio Planner Pro. She has put together this handy tutorial. So if you're not real comfortable with Canva yet, you can check that out, and it's very simple and it's very wonderful to use. So a lot of what we send you will be in Canva format because it's so easy to share, so easy for you to customize. We want everything to have your studio brand, your studio culture and personality put on it. But we want it to be quick and easy for you to do. So here is a template for August, and kind of the basic anatomy of each of the newsletters is to start with a word from the director. Okay, that's you, the studio owner, talking about what is exciting, what is coming up in your studio. So here you can see this article is about that we've loved seeing everybody come back and welcoming so many new families, and hoped everybody had a great summer break. And now it's time to have fun and get ready to get back in class. We list all of our important dates here for the coming months. I would even, if you have a recital date already, start putting that in right away. Put it every single month. Save yourself maybe 2 phone calls of people asking you when the recital is, even though you have it on your newsletter and your website and everywhere else. So each of these boxes that you see here, you can just easily swap those out with your own pictures so that your email, or excuse me, so your newsletter has your studio's own personality attached. All of the colors can be changed, the fonts can be changed, everything is easily customizable. Alrighty, here is a block to give some really important information about your studio for people that are new, like how to get in touch with you, how to get involved in groups or reach out to you on Facebook. And it's great to have a family handbook. Okay, that is a resource, also a template that we provide from Studio Planner Pro. Great to have a handbook with all of the important information they need, and there's a link to it right there. This is about an event that we're going to talk about that I use for marketing in my studio called Crazy Class Week. So we've already put the article here for you if that's something you want to do that you can use. And I'll talk a little bit more about what that is in just a second. All right. We also like to include all of the birthdays of our students for that month and a student of the month and put their picture there. And then here's some free space for another article, anything going on. So if you want to add blocks, if you've got more articles, it's easy to do as well. And then we keep these buttons on every single one of our newsletters, how to set up a free trial, or this is a link just right to where we set up a free trial. Registration, online registration portal. This is the login. It basically is going to be the same link, but people can log in there and pay their bill, check on their account, anything like that. And then all of our social media links as well. So make sure that you link all of those and get those links active. All right. Moving on, going back to our marketing, or excuse me, going down to our, back to our marketing. So we've got, when we set up the newsletter, at the same time, when you're doing that, go ahead and set up all of your social media for the entire month. You can use an app like Hootsuite or Later. There's several different ones that allow you to schedule posts out. So you can sit down and schedule all of them for a month, and they'll go out automatically without you having to do anything else. And then throughout the month, you can just add other fun, spontaneous things, you know, pictures from class and things like that. So again, we've got the templates for a whole bunch of posts already done for you. You can check out here. Let me go to the top, sorry. Okay, so again, you can just grab these. These are set up for Facebook or Instagram. And again, totally customizable. You can pull out the background and put in your own pictures. It's fine to use some stock images from time to time. However, it's also great to get some good quality pictures. They don't have to be professional or anything, but pictures of your own studio and your own students. People can tell the difference, and they want to sense a genuine connection to your studio and your culture. So it's good to use your own. So here's a post for the student of the month. A faculty spotlight is really fun to do. New preschool sessions starting. One thing that we talk a lot about is how to get a recreational preschool program up and running quickly and easily that will feed your studio all year long with new students. Mentor program is something we'll get into. So there's lots here to check out. It's going on and on. All right, I'll leave some of those for you to discover on your own. All right, another great marketing program within the studio is a mentoring program. And maybe I should actually call it more of a retention program, even than a marketing program. And that is putting older, more experienced dance students in a mentorship position to younger incoming students. So they can kind of get exposed to what class is like for the older students, what opportunities the older students get. And we know, of course, they look up to them so much. So it gives them a chance to actually kind of interact. So here's a document that you can check out about how to set up a mentorship program, some ideas for events for them throughout the year. There's ideas here for every month. Of course, you wouldn't have to do events every month, but there's some ideas there for you. Take what works, leave what doesn't. Here's some language that you can take and use for an email or a letter to go home with parents explaining the program and how it's going to work and why you're doing it and what the benefits are and all that good stuff. All right, coming down to admin. So we have a teacher in training workshop, and that's something I'm about to share with you that you can steal from us and use. Another great opportunity and another great way to encourage students staying, great retention builder, because it gives older students that have been in your studio a while another opportunity to grow and really feel connected to your studio. They take great pride in being a class assistant. It's very helpful to have a class assistant, especially with young kiddos. And it helps these kids learn some work ethic and some responsibility and really take pride in something. So that's a great thing to think about, where you could get that on the calendar and kind of get it started close to the beginning of the year. So I'll show you, this is the a handbook that we give to our students that are going through it. Okay, so it talks about the program and how that should work and what our expectations are, and you'll have that all in your email, so you'll be able to read that. And you're welcome to take ours and use it. You're welcome to just use it to get ideas from and create one of your own. So this is an overview of what the workshop that we run with our teacher in training students looks like. This is kind of an outline for the person teaching the student training workshop. We do a couple different levels of workshops, so that there's ideas there for how to break those up after kids have gone through it 1 year or 2 years, to start moving them forward, how the program works. And then we provide our students with a contract once they are in the program and they've decided that they are going to be an assistant in a class, that lays very clearly the responsibilities and the expectations for that. So here's a template for that. Again, you're welcome to take it and use it for yourself, download that, and then you can swap out all the information. Every time I make a template like this for you all, I leave everything that it's important for you to swap out red, so that you don't accidentally leave in something where it says something like your studio. Or dates or things like that. So it brings your attention to it and you know that you need to swap out that info. All right, time to start planning the Crazy Class Week. I promised I would get back to that. So here it is. The Crazy Class Week is another great retention tool. It's a great encourager of more enrollments from within your studio. So it's marketing within the studio to the students that you've already got, and it's super fun and they love it and they love you for doing it. So let's check out what that is. Okay, here is a guide to how to put it together. And it's an entire week where students can try any class they want within the appropriate age range. Sometimes I even let them try like one age range up just to get them inspired. But it gives them an opportunity to check out other styles and other teachers. And a lot of times I get several more enrollments from current students that decide to sign up for additional classes with this. I do it strategically as far as where I put it in my calendar. It comes the week after I drop my costume preview book, so everybody can see what costume each class gets to wear for the recital. And sometimes the kid's so excited about that costume that they'll end up signing up for that class because they want that costume. So that works. And but it is right before the deadline to get in the classes that we'll be performing. So everybody can sign up and do whatever classes they want for that 1 week. And I talk to my teachers about it and make sure that they're talking to the kids about it, getting them excited about it. Parents really like it. And so here you can see exactly how to put it together for your own studio. This is actually a template for communicating it to your families as well. So you can take that and use it. It even has a link here for a form that you can use, and here for the online marketing checklist to help you, let's peek at that really, to help you communicate it to your families in plenty of time and really get a lot of involvement in it. So when we set up any event for our studio, here's a little checklist to help you make sure that you get a lot of excitement around it with some proactive marketing on your website, on Instagram and Facebook, and through email drips. Okay, like I said, we're always planning recitals, so let's see what we're going to do here. All right. This would be a great week to send this template, or excuse me, this spreadsheet out to your studio faculty. You can download this and use it. You can't use it straight in here, so you got to download it and then use it. There's a whole bunch of tabs here. This is the first one we're going to concern ourselves with. This is where your teachers can put in their song choices and costume choices. It even has a spot for what color tights they want everybody to wear, to make sure that the costume that they want is actually available. And here, what shoes need to be worn, how the hair needs to be worn, any notes that need to be communicated. Over here, we have a place for them to put performance notes. We'll use these columns a little later. These will end up, this information will end up going on to your tech sheet. Audra is the engineer of this wonderful workbook of spreadsheets. I used to have everything in different places and was always looking for it, and she pulled it all into one, and it's been so wonderful to work with. So as we go through the season, it's all in one place and we just keep adding to it. So we've got a tab for our show orders. We've got a tab for our notes for our technical people to run lights and sound. We've got a spreadsheet here to figure out if there are students in multiple classes, and so that that can help us with the show layout and the show orders. Faculty and staff, ads, dressing rooms, and even afterward post-mortem worksheet here where we can really go through and figure out where we can make improvements. So great, great, great. You, for this week, just need to worry about sending it out and letting the instructors put those song and costume choices on it. All righty. That brings us down to finance. I provide this worksheet every week, and you can use it every week. You can use it once a month, you can use it twice a month, whatever makes sense for you, whatever you need. But it is just a really quick, easy way to put your numbers in there and get a snapshot of where you are right now and where you're going to be at the end of the month, and plan accordingly. There is a section here for your studio and a section here for your home. So very quickly, it just balance means the bank balance of the account, any outstanding checks you're going to want to think of an account for. You're going to go through what bills have already been paid and what needs to be paid, and any outstanding balance goes here, whatever your credit card balance is here. So we subtract those things from our account balance, and that shows us what the real balance is, right? After those things come out. Then if there are any accounts receivable still floating around out there that we know we're going to get, all right, and then where does that leave us? Going back to the outstanding bills and expenses, I use this in tandem with a worksheet that I share from time to time to help you lay out all of your expenses and project them, and then keep track of what they actually were versus, or excuse me, what you projected versus what they actually were. And the more you use it, the more focused you're able to be, more accurate you're able to be with pulling those in and getting those right. But it's very easy as I go through my bank ledger and I mark, okay, the electric came out, and I write down what it was in the column, etc. And then I just see what boxes are still empty and add up what the estimate of those bills will be to put in that outstanding bills and expenses box. So it's a handy tool, makes it quick to sit down and do it, and then I have peace of mind. I know right where I am. I don't like not knowing what the number is going to be at the end of the month. So hopefully that's helpful. I used to use it every single week when I was really trying to get my cash flow on track. Since I have done that for a while and it's gotten into a really reliable rhythm, I don't have to do that anymore, but I still like to do it twice a month at the beginning and in the middle. All right. So going back to our list, just a little suggestion for this week as you go into your new year is to take a moment and sit down with your calendar if you haven't already done this, and write down the birthdays of your friends and your family and your staff. on your calendar and set yourself some reminders to make sure that you acknowledge that with a card or a gift or whatever is appropriate. This is absolutely on there because I used to struggle with that so much and had a really bad reputation of never sending anybody a birthday card. I didn't like that reputation and I wanted to break that. So I got all those on the calendar, and I'm really dedicated to making sure everybody gets at least a card and really try to get it to them on time. That goes a long way with people. So if you have a moment between classes, maybe take some time and lay that out on your calendar. So I hope this was helpful and informative, and I hope that I will see you in the meeting soon. Also, don't forget to come down here and sign up for the entire year. It is an amazing deal. It's $531 to get all of this stuff every single week to get you all the way through the year. And it even comes with your access to a Google Calendar where you can see all of the tasks for the whole year at once. Remember, what tasks you pick are completely up to you. Don't feel like you have to do everything on the list. This is about not being overwhelmed, and you're going to see it again next year. So if you weren't able to add something this year, it's planting a seed while you're thinking about it, you're figuring it out, and because you'll be more efficient from what you have done this year, then when next year rolls around, you might be ready to add that if it is right for you. Please reach out to us and let us know if you have any questions at support@studioplannerpro.com. Please go to studioplannerpro.com if you haven't already and get yourself started with 4 free weeks of planning. It's right on the home page, and we can't wait to see you. Have a great week.